Hello everybody and welcome back to Art with M. Today we're doing another episode of DrawRNG, my randomly generated series, but this time I'm doing it in traditional media because Coolers, the website I use to generate these color palettes, has an option to export the closest Copic colors for the palette that is generated. I kept getting color palettes that contain the fluorescent shades of the Copic colors, and I don't have any of those, so I immediately threw those palettes out until eventually I found one that worked. So I ended up with a palette that I actually had 4 out of the 5 colors exactly, and then instead of having RVO5, which it gave me in the palette generator, I replaced it with RVO4 because that's one I had. I also had RVO6, but the 04 looked a little closer, or it just seemed to fit better into the palette, so it's fine. But the prompt was a woman with a snake tail and vibrant blue curls. And you might be wondering, what? Blue curls? There's no blue in this color palette. It is just pink and green and brown. Where's the blue? Well, since I had already spent so long picking the color palettes based on what I own, which felt a little cheaty because I didn't use the first one that came up, I decided I was going to make the first prompt work even though I didn't have a blue. I didn't have a bright blue, but I did have a bright pink. So I decided, okay, this Naga snake woman, whatever, she's going to have bright pink hair because, I'm going to use the brown as a skin tone and the green as her snake body. And I decided she's holding a bottle of blue hair dye and is deciding whether she wants to keep her hair pink or go bright blue. And since I usually sketch in, a colored erasable pencil, in this case it's a Caran d'Ache non-photo blue pencil, I had a bright blue. Even though it wasn't in the generated color palette, I figured it's part of the undersketch, so it can kind of count. Since I use the layer modes when I'm doing these digitally, and I overlay and multiply and cheat the colors using Photoshop's built-in layer modes to get a wider range of tones, colors, and brightnesses, I decided that I'm gonna let my non-photo blue pencil be just a little hint of blue on the tube of dye she's holding in her hands. Like I said, it's a little cheaty, but it's a natural part of my traditional drawing process, just like the layer modes are a natural part of my digital drawing process. So I figured that level of translation was okay. If I was doing like a 5 marker challenge as opposed to my DrawRNG series, 5 marker challenge kind of has agreed upon rules that other people have done. Well, it's usually a 3 marker challenge, but people tend to agree upon the rules for those. But since DrawRNG is something I kind of made up, I didn't make up the idea of randomly generating a prompt and some colors, but I'm making up my own rules because it's my own series. So I hope that that's okay that I used this tiny hint of my blue pencil in the final drawing. It's very subtle. I could probably erase it and it would still be okay because it's so tiny on the illustration. But I had a lot of fun drawing her wild, crazy pink hair. The pinks were very different in saturation. Like, the RVO4 is shock pink, and yes, it is very bright. And then the light pink, the shadow pink, is, as you would expect from a shadow color, is much more muted. So it doesn't really give, like, a very vibrant highlight. So I did go back with white gel pen after everything, but that's another part of my normal illustration process when I'm doing traditional illustration. I like how I said I wasn't gonna really plan to do more mermaid, and while she is not a mermaid, she is a half human, half scaly animal hybrid mythical creature, so I feel like she's kind of fitting in with the mermaid theme a little bit. So I thought that was kind of funny that that was the prompt that was generated. And I really like her. She's got some attitude. I really like the eye style I gave her. I'm trying not to fall into a same face syndrome situation. So I'm trying to play around with different, there's Vegeta meowing in the background, different styles and shapes of eyes and noses and mouths. It's not super extreme because my style is pretty, it's not super cartoony, so there's not so much exaggeration that I can do without it looking like a different style completely. But I am trying to push it a little bit more to get more variation. Yeah, this illustration was really fun to do. Traditionally, this is my first drawing that I've done traditionally. I've done 3 marker challenges and other number of marker challenges in the past, but this is the first time I've combined it with the random prompt as well. Now I'm wondering if I should do them only, if you prefer only digital, or if you prefer that I only do traditional. I'm probably not gonna completely restrict to one medium, but what do you prefer seeing more from this DrawRNG series? Do you prefer the more restrictive marker challenge where I don't have layer styles to fall back on, or do you prefer seeing how far I can push the palette I'm given using blend modes and layer styles and all that? I'll probably put a poll up right now so that you can weigh in on that. What kind of twists would you like to see on this series in the future? Or do you like how it's going? Do you like how I'm using basically the same websites to generate prompts and color palettes each time? Or do you want more or less colors? Or do you want me to put a few random words in a hat and pull from that and generate in a sort of analog way that where I know what the possibilities are? I kind of like the completely unexpected prompts that I get from this website, art prompts that I'm using to generate, but I am open to any ideas you guys have for the future for this. And I hope you like this cute little Naga girl. I really like her floofy cotton candy hair and how she's, you know, basically thinking about switching to the other main color of cotton candy. And I think she's a cute character. I might draw her again. I really like this color combination. I think she's very cute, and she's making me want to dye my hair again because my teal is kind of fading right now. Maybe I should do the opposite of her and switch to pink. I recently bought Monster Prom off of Steam, and I've only played a couple games, but maybe that's why I like it so much, because I do tend to draw a lot of mythical creatures and monster girls and stuff, so it's kind of in my wheelhouse. Oops. I'm thinking in the near future I'm gonna do either the cheap art supply challenge or the art style challenge, because those have both been requested or suggested in the comments, but I'd like to know which you'd like to see first, or if you don't care about one or both of them and you'd rather something else. So please leave some suggestions in the comments. Let me know if you like this Naga girl and if you want to give her a name or something. I'm just wrapping up a few of the last details right now. I kind of wish I had pushed the shadows on her tail a little more, given her a little more depth there, but I didn't do it. I tried to shade it here, as you can see, but the really light green just did not darken itself very much. So here's all of the art supplies that I use in this video, and I'll have a list in the description box. And here's the final illustration with some close-ups, so you can see her cool face. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.